Hello and welcome to Modalities Movement Therapy. Today with the use of a loop resistance band and a high density foam peanut, but if you don't have a high density foam peanut, you can put 2 tennis balls inside a sock and securely fasten that sock. We are going to look at effective ways to activate the gluteus muscles for better strength and stability. The routine is going to focus on waking up the gluteus muscles while also encouraging their ability to release and activate. Rather than squeezing or clenching your butt, you'll learn how to strengthen your glutes in a way that supports natural pelvic alignment and coordinated movement. Habitual butt clenching can disrupt pelvic positioning, inhibit deep core muscles, and place unnecessary strain on that lower back and into the hips. Over time, constantly holding tension in the glutes may contribute to lower back pain, hip discomfort, pelvic floor dysfunction, altered movement patterns, and even referred tension into the groin and the inner thighs. Remember, movement is key, and if you don't use it, well, you lose it. Let's begin in standing, and we're going to roll the feet out on the peanut. Taking the arch of the foot onto the one side of the peanut and a nice deep pressure, rolling, just almost rocking the foot forward and back, but getting a little bit of a roll along the foot as well. If you're not feeling a lot of tension that needs to be released there, if you think there will be tension in other areas, just move the foot around a little bit. Find any tension that needs to be released, and then you hang out on that area. When you're ready, move over to the other foot and do the same thing. Move the foot around, feel where the tension is that needs to be addressed, and then work into releasing that. Remember, what's happening in the feet is going to affect the hips and the knees. And as we've just mentioned, strengthening the glute muscles, we're going to activate these muscles to help with our stability and strength. So we need to really focus on what's going on in the feet and strengthen these muscles as well. We're now going to come onto the hands and knees. So just lengthways on your mat in a nice lifted upright position. Slow, steady breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, roll down through the spine, and come down onto the hands and knees. Just releasing the wrists, you're going to hold on to one side of the peanut, bring the heel of your hand onto the peanut and the palm. You're going to rotate your hand around, just getting a movement and a nice stretch into the wrist. So you want to almost have that at a 90-degree angle or as close to that as possible. So you're feeling that stretch in the wrist, and then you're going to rotate the hand a few times, keeping the elbows straight, so get the movement from the shoulder, and finish off with one more. Now taking the forearm onto the peanut just below the wrist, and add a little bit of weight into it with the other hand. Move it around, so we're releasing tension and getting more movement around the forearm and close to the wrist. So if you have a lot of tension in the wrist, focus on that area and then start rotating around. Let's do the same thing to the other hand. So the heel of the hand, and flex the wrist as much as possible. So bring the fingers up. If the fingers want to drop, try and lift them up so you feel more of a stretch. Rotating and keeping that elbow straight. Do another 4 and 3. Last 2. And you're going to hold it in that rotation and then release. Take the forearm onto the peanut and give it a good release. Move it as much as you can. Work around that forearm. Do another 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Okay, we're now coming into a seated position, and take that peanut underneath the ankle. We're going to get some movement into the foot. So let's circle the toes. You can either sit on the mat, bring the foot onto the leg so you can just add a little bit more weight into it, or come right up into this lifted position to try and increase the weight and just get more of a release into this leg. 4, 3, keep changing direction and moving as much as you can. Okay, we're now going to come into a seated position and take your supporting leg, bring the foot next to the leg, bending the knee, lift up off that buttock, and now working into the calf and move the foot around. So you're rotating. We're going to focus a lot on the lateral side, working into these muscles here, around the glutes here. So focus on rotating. But again, if you have any tension, just work around releasing that tension. Do another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's go over to the other side, and you'll start off with that release and give it a nice big circle. If you want to lift up off the mat, go ahead, and hopefully if you released those wrists so you're not taking too much tension in the hands. 4 more. If you are taking tension in the wrists, then come into that seated position. And we're going to release it now. Bend the supporting leg and let's move from the hip, lifting the buttock off the mat, and then start to rotate the foot. So you're giving that calf some attention because we're going to work the calf. And another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Still in that seated position, you're now going to sit on the peanut. So we're going to bring it parallel to the spine, but right next to the sit bone, and working into releasing right over, like I said, these muscles here, these gluteus muscles here on the lateral side of the leg, and they're the deep muscles. We've got the glute maximus, which is our biggest muscle, but the glute medius underneath there, we want to really get into that and release that as much as possible. Keep going. We're going to do another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the peanut and shift it over to the other buttock, and the same thing. Move right down. So I'm dropping my knee, so I'm getting right onto that lateral side. Keep going. Biggest muscle group in the body. So we want to work these, we want to strengthen these, but we don't want to come into that position where you tuck the pelvis under. You want the hips to be nice and mobile. You want the pelvic floor to be mobile. Like I've said before, like a trampoline, we need to be able to move into these different positions. We need to always have mobility around this area. 4 more, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to position the peanut in line or under the sacroiliac spine, in line with the hip bone. So the bottom of the peanut will be on the glutes, the top of the peanut on that bony process. So lying in a supine position, lift the lower back off the mat and position the peanut in line with the hip bone. So the top of the peanut in line with the hip bone. I'm also dropping my knee out in this position so I can roll right to the lateral side of the leg. Give it a good release. And you're doing another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go over to the other side. So just lift the lower back and reposition the peanut on the other side of the spine. Drop the knee open and let's roll. A nice slow, steady release. Keep focusing on your breathing. A nice gentle breath in and out through the nose. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Release the peanut. The peanut is now going to be on either side of the spine, again in line with the hip bones. So lower onto the mat and lift the lower back off the mat. As you position the peanut there, you're going to open up over the diaphragm. So breathe into this. We're creating space, so we want to breathe into the space we're creating. Then you're going to exhale. As you exhale, try not to clench the butt. You want to tuck the pelvis under. Push into the peanut. Then open up again. So that'll be your exhalation. Now we're going back into the inhalation. And exhale. Breathing in. And then exhale. Keep going. Breathing in. And exhale. If you're getting deep enough, then you stay with this movement. If you feel you can get a little bit deeper into the release on the tuck as you exhale, when you're still exhaling, you can run the feet off the mat a few times and then lower down. Let's breathe in and exhale and run the feet again. Keep going, breathing in, exhale, and run the feet. Another 4. So we're opening up. Feel the expansion around the rib cage as you exhale. You're feeling that contraction, the shortening between the rib cage, between those ribs. Exhale and run the feet. Just do another 2 and exhale. Your last one, breathing in and exhale and run the feet. Stay in this tuck position, release the feet and just wiggle the hips from side to side. So you're just massaging a little bit along this bony process to release any tension. This is often an area we carry a lot of tension. Once you're done there, breathe in and exhale to tuck. lift the lower back off the peanut and just put the peanut to the side. In this position, we're going to arch and tuck a few times. So just getting that movement into the pelvis, into the hips. Exhale. But when we focus on the breathing, I don't want you to clench the butt in this position when you're tucking. Focus rather on contracting here into the rib cage. Breathe in. Everything's nice and relaxed. We're going into a nice open position, an eccentric contraction there. Opening up and then exhaling. Your butt should be nice and relaxed in this position. Keep going, breathing in and exhaling. Last two, breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. In this position, let your right foot float off the mat. Your shin is parallel to the floor, and then you're going to rotate the foot in and out. So movement from the hip, rotating. Keep exhaling and then release the foot. Now we're back in this starting position. Breathe into your arch. Exhale. Lift the left foot. Rotate out and in. Try focus more on that external rotation with the foot. It is an internal rotation with the hip, but we want to get more movement there. You're still exhaling. When you need to inhale, release the foot and then breathe in. Exhale, back over to the right side. You lift the foot, rotate the foot out. Focus on that outward movement, but rotate in as well. 4, 3, you're still exhaling. 2 and 1. Release the foot. Now breathe in through the nose. Exhale. Let the left foot float off. In and out rotation. Keep going for 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release the foot again. We're going to do another 4. Breathing in and exhale. Right foot, pulse. 2, 3, keep exhaling. 5, 6, 7 and 8. Release the foot. 3 to go. Breathing in and exhaling. Pulse. 2, 3, keep exhaling. 5, 6, 7, 8. Release. 2 to go. Keep exhaling. 5, 6, 7, 8. Release, and the last one. Have a nice big yawn and stretch everything out. And just rock around onto your front. Take that peanut, bring it under one leg, just above the knee. You're going to cross the ankle over the other leg, and using the ball of that foot that's on the peanut, you're going to just massage up and down just above the knee. If you find your tension is maybe slightly higher up, then just reposition the peanut, focus on this area. Your quads often carry a lot of tension because we sit for long periods. So just focus on getting a good amount of release into this area. Let's do the same on the other side. Find where that tension is at. Might be slightly closer to the hip, in which case move the peanut right up. But even working along just above the knee, you will release the quadriceps from the hip down to the knees. 4 more. 3. So if there is any pain, you obviously don't want to work on that area. So just work above or below that area and release. Staying in this position, just put the peanut to the side. You're going to rest your forehead on the one hand, make a fist. Bring the foot into the hand. If you can't reach the hand, then use that loop resistance band and breathe in and exhale. If you want to use the upper body, look up as you inhale and then exhale and release. So if you can't reach that foot, take the foot or the band around the foot and breathe in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Keep going. Do another 4. Breathing in and exhale. Try and straighten that elbow so you can push and really get into a nice open position. So you're not only releasing the front of the leg, but those pectoral muscles in the front of that arm. And exhale. 3 to go. Breathing in and exhale. Last 2 and exhale. 1 more. Breathing in and exhale. Move over to the other side. So you're going to squeeze, lifting up and exhale. Think of the front of the leg. So when I say squeeze, those glutes are going to activate on the lift to support that lower back. And exhale. Breathing in and exhale. 4 more. And exhale. 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Release the foot and the hand. Just bring your forehead onto your hands, one on top of the other, and wiggle your hips from side to side. Coming onto the hands and knees, we're now going to come into a knee box position. So I'm going to put that band to the side. Feet in front. Let's rock the knees over to one side. Here we're going to release the inner thigh. You can either use the peanut just by holding onto it and massaging around. You can roll it around. What I like to do is use my elbow and my forearm and my fist just to give that area some attention there. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Staying in this position, we're now going to find the TFL at the top of the leg. So it's part of that lateral side of the body. It's a little muscle here. And find your hip bone. Move slightly down from your hip bone and then back. And you'll know when you found it. You'll kind of feel a little bit of numbness there going down the leg. I like to use the thumb to give it a good release, just massaging around that area. If you want, you can take the peanut and you can push into the peanut. This is also a great way to release this area here. Keep focusing on it and you'll, as I said, you'll know when you found it. Make sure you're not too high, it's slightly lower down than the hip bone and slightly back. Keep looking for it, but you'll know when you found it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Put the peanut to the side if you're using the peanut, and you're going to take the hand, the same hand as that front leg. Put it to the side. So see me from this angle. As we open up, you're going to breathe in and pulse. Then take that arm and you're going to reach it through and pulse into this rotation. Good. Breathe in, open yourself up, and exhale. Here we go for 3. Breathing in and exhale. Keep going, breathing in and exhale. Three to go. And your last one. So staying in this position, I'm just going to rotate around. So we're going to bring those hands or the arms in front. Try and take that same arm as the back leg in front as well. So you've got your hand and your elbow together. But if you're taking any strain in that area, just bring the hand onto the mat. Try and come into this position if you can. Here you're going to lift that foot up off the mat. So we're going to work into an internal rotation for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to bring the foot onto the mat, lift the knee up, and again position the hand if you need to, but try and bring the elbow onto the mat and pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's repeat the foot lift. So pulsing up into that internal rotation for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the knee. Try and get the foot onto the mat and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knee. Let's come onto the hands and rotate over to the other side. Use the peanut to release the inner thigh if you want to. Otherwise, you're going to massage with the forearm, the fist, whatever, wherever you're feeling you're getting the most release, which 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now you're going to look for that TFL and let's move it around there. Find it, and you'll know when you found it. Just massage into that, and you can just wiggle the hip a little bit as you do that. Move the upper body around. 4, use the peanut if you want to, and just get into that release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Peanut to the side. Take the hand next to that front leg and let's open up, breathing in. As you exhale, rotate. So if you try and rotate and pulse the hand to that back foot, you want that, look at that back foot and try and aim to get that hand around, reach it to that back foot. Breathing in for 3. And then exhale. Another 4. And 3. Nice. And mindfully reaching, exhaling as you reach, getting into more of a rotation. Last 2. And 1 more. Let's take the hands and the elbows onto the mat in front of you. Come onto that front hand, same arm hand as the back leg if you need to. Otherwise, rotate as much as possible. Then you're going to pulse up into this inward rotation for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're taking the foot onto the mat, knee lifted, and pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee down, come into that foot, lift for 8, 7, this inward rotation, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rotating up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Coming back into that seated position and just rock the knees a few times from side to side. And we're going to come back into our supine position. This time you're going to bring the resistance band above the knees. Keep that peanut handy, we're going to use it just now, and lower yourself back onto the mat. Keeping the resistance in the band, we're going to open the feet as wide as possible. And just like we did before, we're going to breathe in, open up into that breath, and then exhale. Focus on the exhalation and the tuck here, dropping the rib cage, and the pelvis will tilt under. Push against the resistance band to activate these muscles that we've released. Breathing in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. On the exhalation, let the feet float off the mat if you're not taking any strain in the lower back, and keep the lower back in the mat. If you find the lower back has a tendency to lift up off the mat, when you lift the feet, you're not getting into that tuck position enough. So keep the feet on the mat, focus on the progression as you get into that rounded position. Breathing in and exhale. So the lower back in the mat, then you're floating the feet up. Don't let that lower back move off the mat. Breathe in and exhale. Feet float off, keep resisting against the band. Keep going, 4 more. We're not gripping the butt, we're pushing against the band and letting those glutes activate. Breathe in and exhale. Do another 2, breathing in and exhale. 1 more, breathing in and exhale. Okay, we're going to focus. If you find that you are a butt clencher or a butt gripper, you're going to find it easier to activate the glutes one at a time. So let's breathe in, open up into our arch. Now we're going to exhale into the tuck, but we're going to lift the right hip up, breathing in. And now you're going to lower down into that exhalation. Breathe in again in the center. Exhale. You're still resisting against the band. Now you're going to let the left hip float up off the mat. Breathe into that. Then exhale. And feel what's happening. Feel where you're feeling the activation. On the lateral side. Breathe out. Focus on lifting the right. Breathing in. Now exhale. Lower down. We're back over to the left. Breathe in. And exhale. Push into the left. Lift. And lower down, exhaling. We got 4 to go. Breathing in and exhale. Breathe into the right and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe into the left and exhale. 2 more. Breathing into the center and exhale. Lift up to the right and exhale. Breathe in for the last one and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. And just hug the knees into the chest. Give the glutes a little bit of a rub down. And rock yourself to a seated position. Bring the band around the ankles. And you're now going to position the peanut in between the knees. So it's either there. If the peanut isn't staying in this position, then you can rotate it and bring it between the knees this direction. Okay, let's start. Try and keep it there and activating these deep core line muscles. Then what you're going to do is push against the resistance band. So you can take the heels out slightly, keep the knees squeezing that peanut. And we're going to breathe in like we did earlier and exhale. Now we're going to breathe in and thrust the pelvis up to the ceiling. And from this position, you're going to exhale and lower down. So bring the feet slightly closer if you need to. I want you to feel the glute, the lateral side of the glutes working here, and the deep core line. Breathing in. Squeeze that peanut. Exhale. And then push up into that lifted position and exhale. Lower down. So no butt gripping. Relax into that open position. Breathe into the space. Exhale. Squeeze the peanut. Focus on squeezing. Focus on dropping the rib cage down. Now you're breathing in again. Thrusting up and exhaling. We're going to do one more and then we're going to hold it in that lifted position. So breathe in and exhale. Squeeze the peanut. Breathe in and thrust. Now what you're going to do is lift your right heel. Rotate the heel in. Rotate the heel up. Keep squeezing the peanut. Breathing in and out. You're staying in this lifted position. Pulse it out and out. So you're on the ball of the foot, pushing that heel out. You'll feel the calf working, engaging. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heel, breathe in. Now exhale. Lower down through the spine. Let's do the same to the left. Breathe yourself into that open position. Exhale to tuck. Squeeze the peanut. Focus on the exhalation. Don't clench the butt. Breathe in to the left. Lift your left heel and pulse that heel out and in. Out for 2. Keep breathing. 4 more. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Breathe in. Squeeze the peanut. Exhale and lower down. Here we go back to the right side. Breathe in and exhale. Breathing into the lifted position. Lift the right heel and pulse it out and in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Release the heel. Breathe in and exhale. Breathing in. Ready on the left side. Exhale to tuck. Squeeze the peanut. Ready to breathe in and thrust. Hold it in the lifted position. Drop, release the heel and rotate it out and in. Keep going. Do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe in and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in an arch. Exhale to your tuck. Squeeze the peanut. Breathe in and thrust. Pulse out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Breathing in and exhale. Thrust the pelvis. Squeeze the peanut. Rotate the heel for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to center. Breathing in and lower down. Exhaling. We're going to repeat this one more time. Breathing in. But on the exhalation, I want you just to tuck under here. So you're tilting the pelvis. Now both feet are going to work. You're going to rotate the heels out for 8, 7. So we're not in the pelvic thrust, but we're in a tilt. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the heels out, toes inward, squeeze the peanut, push against the resistance band, breathe in, and thrust the pelvis up to the ceiling. Hold it in this lifted position, and all you're going to do here is breathe and exhale. Feel what's happening in the glutes. Hopefully you're not clenching, but you're feeling the activation. Breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. 3 to go. breathing in and exhaling. And 2 more, breathing in and exhaling. For the last one, breathing in, and as you exhale, lower yourself down. Bring the knees to the chest, release the peanut, and just bounce the knees into the chest. You're now going to position the resistance band around the big toes and rock yourself to a seated position. Position the band around the big toes and just rock yourselves to a seated position. Extend your legs out, sitting nice and tall. Make sure you're on the sit bones, so reposition the buttocks if you need to, and you can either bring your hands behind you or sit nice and tall, holding onto the inner thighs, working into this rotation, strengthening the arches of the feet and feeling the glute meets again, a little bit into the glute maximus muscles and the lateral side of the legs. Keep going. We're going to pulse it out and out and out and out. Let's do another set for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the band. Let's lengthen out on the mat and have a nice big yawn and stretch. And lengthen everything out. Bring the feet onto either side of the mat and just rock the knees from side to side. And in this position, keep the knees to one side. Let's take that front foot onto the back knee and just pulse the knee down, lengthening into that entire lateral side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot. Let's rock over to the other side. Bring that foot onto that knee and pulse. So use that foot and just bounce into this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot. Rock the knees a few times from side to side again. And have a nice big yawn. And stretch. Hug the knees into the chest again. And just bounce them to the chest. Rock yourself to a seated position. And well done. Thank you for joining me.